right, it's Amber Bradley. I've got two special guests today from Security Source, Lauren Christin and Adela Claiborne. Welcome, ladies.
Thanks for having us, Amber.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, you have walked into the virtual hot seat of our little talk show we got going on here, all about Security Source. We're going to dispel some myths. We're going to go over things that the audience wants to hear for sure. Okay, first, Adela, talk to me about who is Security Source?
So we're a national integrator of CCTV alarm and access control based out of Boston, Massachusetts. Been around for 25 plus years. I've been with the company 27, so that's telling you 25 plus years. Specializing in specific needs for specific companies based on their needs and wants and issues.
Yeah, so security integrator, and I'll ask you a follow-up really quick on that one. Like, you guys are really out for what the client wants, right? So if someone comes to you and they're like, look, I don't even know what I want. I mean, as a security integrator, you guys have the knowledge of each of these pieces of the puzzle to put it together for them, right?
Yeah, so we definitely ask a lot of questions. What are the issues that you're having in your building, in your property, whatever the case may be? And we formulate a plan and products based on what your needs are. We're product agnostic, so we have a plethora of equipment that we can offer based on whatever your issues are.
Okay, Lauren, we're throwing it over to you. This is important because there are a few security integrators in the field, but everyone out there wants to know, what differentiates Security Source?
Yeah, I am so glad that you asked that question, Amber, because it's one of the reasons that I joined Security Source. Every employee at Security Source wants to see our customers succeed in securing their facilities. We will answer questions from the property manager to the president of our customers with the same level of skill. Security Source is incredibly knowledgeable, but we're also lean, which means that we can pass savings on to our clients, and it's not going to break the bank to secure your facility.
One thing I think is really interesting with you guys' infrastructure, just to follow up on that really quickly, is that when you're dealing with Security Source, you don't have 17 layers of red tape to get something that you need. I mean, your service is super personalized. Is that right?
That is so true. And if I'm not around, maybe Adela will take your call. And if Adela's not around, maybe our CEO will take your call. We will get back to you, and if we don't have the answer, we'll find it for you very quickly.
Yeah, I think that's definitely one of the differentiators we've heard from your customer base for sure. Okay, now we're getting into some hard ones, Adela. We're throwing it over to you because a lot of times in the security integrator field, the Achilles heel, and everybody's thinking this, so we're reading your mind out there, is that how do you guys ensure a first-time right service from your technicians in the field, right? So you're really relying on that unmatched customer service to those technicians. How does Security Source make sure they are up to speed on making sure the customer's happy?
So there's a few things we do. Some of our technicians have been with us over 20 years. They're basically work for us, but individually, not, they don't use other companies. We definitely have protocols in place where they need to check in, check out. I've dealt with a few of my technicians that I've worked with for over 25 years. They're very knowledgeable. We start off at the basic. When we sign them up, they go through a process with us to make sure we ensure that they know what they're doing and that they follow the procedures of what we have implemented for them.
Yeah, that's really like a Security Source certified, right? That you guys, these people are part of the Security Source family because you take care of them almost like you take care of your customers, because it's really important. They're going to take care of the customers like you guys are taking care of them. And I think that's really important. And you guys have proven that to be super successful. All right. So Lauren, when you're talking about the storage industry, why should they sit up and take notice of Security Source?
Yeah, there are a lot of integrators out there, so that's a good question. So Security Source has been in the security industry for 25 plus years, but we've also been working with storage companies for nearly a decade. So we have walked these properties. We understand the challenges faced by the property owners and understand, each location is unique. One could be in Colorado, the next could be in New York City. So not many integrators can say that, and that definitely differentiates us from other integrators out there.
Well, and Adela talked about the longevity of Security Source, and the knowledge and the product expertise. And when you think about your restaurant experience, your retail experience, and now storage, it's like all of that combined really helps you understand the specific needs, right?
Yes, and they're very different. I mean, we can put something in a restaurant, but we would rarely recommend that type of solution for a storage facility. So we really understand the properties and the nuances of the properties, and we'll walk them with the owners or with anyone else to make sure that we are giving and recommending the right solution for the right environment.
So you guys are the opposite of one size fits all, which I think is so cool, especially because this can be complicated. Okay, so let's step into dispelling myth. This is Mythbusters here. Adela, we're going to start with you. Like, what is the one myth that you want to dispel? I know there's lots. You got to pick one. Then we'll go over to Lauren about the security industry and what you want people to know and understand.
So one of the biggest things we see is that people purchase cameras or alarm systems from a big box chain and install them and think that they're what they need and they can be used. We try to reuse those cameras, but a lot of times we cannot. They're not the same. There's differences, big differences in digital and programming, and we work with our customers to try to reuse existing equipment, and we're product agnostic, so we have a lot of different options in regards to different DVRs based on what their needs are. But that's the biggest thing, is go with an integrator who knows what they're doing, can program it correctly, share passwords, share information so that you know what you're getting and that it's quality product.
Yeah, it's not one of those it's a get what you pay for type of scenario, really. And the fact that Security Source, you guys can be flexible. Just because you think, oh, well, this all I've got here is junk and I got to throw it all out. That may not be the case, but you won't know that unless you have a security integrator that knows what they're doing. Okay, correct. Lauren, over to you. Pick one that you think is important.
Okay, well, I'm actually going to piggyback on what Adela said. Systems are different and cameras are different. Many do work together, but many do not. So, and also what Adela mentioned about passwords. We don't mean, when we say share passwords, we don't mean, here's my password, Amber. We mean, if you're acquiring a system, make sure that you're getting those passwords and user IDs so you can change them to your own and they will work. Because if you're acquiring a property and there's a brand new system in there, it's going to be very labor intensive to get that up and working to what you want it to be. So please consult. We'd love you to consult us, but please consult your integrator for a proper process to get that done.
Well, your example is a good one, because you wonder if people even think of that, right? With everything they've got going on of a new property or building a new property or acquiring one, you wouldn't even think of some of these things that you probably need to do, but a security integrator will say, hey, look, here's the steps, here's the process, right?
That is correct, yes. And many integrators may not even remind you of that, but because we have worked extensively in this environment, we know the ramifications if you don't get that.
Well, and also because if they're working with you, they're calling you or Adela. I mean, it's not really like, oh, I'm calling in and I've got, the 15th person down on the support desk.
That is right. We're a team. We're a team.
All right, ladies, you've survived the hot seat. We really appreciate this look into Security Source. Fast, flexible, and focused. You ladies have definitely proved that today. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Amber.
Thank you.